Hello everyone, my name is Rhett Miller, and here today we have my father, Rhett Miller, the author of the poem book, No More Poems. Today I'm going to interview him. So, first question, which poem is your favorite and why?
Well, that's a hard question because I love all these poems. But I think maybe out of all the poems, I really love the poem Why I Should Get a Dog, because it was based on a true story where my daughter, you, wanted a dog and you put on a PowerPoint presentation and you really did scream, I want a dog, 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 dog. And that is a true story. And now we have a dog.
Yes. Alright, very cool. Which illustration is your favorite and why?
Oh my gosh. My favorite illustration is probably the illustration for there's a poem, it's about grown-ups, and they're all in a rock and roll tour van because I'm in a rock and roll band. And so they're all riding around together in this van. And the whole illustration is done in the rear view mirror of the rock van. So you can see in the rock van rear view mirror all of the guys in the band, and they're all back there. So you see there's a couple of guys with hats, there's a guy with glasses, then there's a guy in the way back, and he has that bench all to himself because of how bad his breath is. It's a how-to poem.
Yes, it really is. Alright, what was it like to work with Dan Santak?
Well, they wouldn't let me meet Dan until after the book was completely finished because I think they were afraid that I was going to harass him all the time. So I didn't even get to talk to him until afterwards. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that now he's my best friend in the whole world.
In the whole world. Alrighty, how did you go from being a singer-songwriter for the rock band Old 97s to being a children's author of poetry?
Well, listen, being in a rock band, oh, you can hear the dogs ruining our interview. Being in a rock band, we all know, is really boring, okay? It's like, oh, I gotta go sing a bunch of songs and dance around and people scream and clap. Everybody dreams about writing children's poetry, so obviously, see, I just made her yawn. That's how exciting my job is.
So exciting. Alrighty, now, have you always been a poet and just didn't know it?
That rhymes. Pretty cool. See, it runs in the family. I started when I was a kid. I've always written poetry, and then I turned it into songs, and then I turned it into kids' poems. So yeah, I have always written poetry. I love writing poetry. I think it's super fun.
What do you hope readers get from your book?
I hope it makes families talk about stuff. I hope that they read it when they're going to bed, or maybe they read it during dinner instead of watching TV or looking at their phones. Some of the poems, there's one called My Device where he talks about everybody looking at their phones all the time. Some of the poems feature narrators who are unreliable, like maybe they're not telling the truth. Maybe they're not super nice. But regardless, I think it's good for families to be able to talk about this stuff. Like, why would that narrator be so mean? I don't know, maybe he's like self-conscious or insecure. I think it's good for families to talk. In fact, I think in our family, we should start talking. Wouldn't that be a good idea? Oh, sorry, you're interviewing me. Go ahead.
What advice would you give to our young authors and illustrators as they learn to improve their skills?
Just know that it takes time and it takes a lot of practice. You got to work for years and years before you start getting really good. So be nice to yourself when you're getting started and know that when you start, you won't be as good, and when you have done it for a long time, you'll get better and better and better. In fact, make that a motto for your whole life. Be nice to yourself because you're cool. You especially are very cool. Thanks for interviewing me, Rhett Miller.
Of course. Alright, well, I think that's all for today.
We got to go see what's up with those dogs.
Oh, yeah.
High five.